Hello, it's day 9 of programming every day until I get a full-time job. Um, so I didn't talk for a couple episodes, but that's gonna change now. I was just kind of lazy, but I still wanted to program, but I didn't feel like talking. But I will talk, and I will try my best to talk in these videos, unless I can't for whatever reason. Like if I'm out somewhere and I still want to record a video, then okay, I won't talk, but I'll still record and I'll try to do what I did when I would type up my thoughts in the editor. But one thing that I am going to change is that at the start of every video, I will say what I will attempt to do, because some episodes I realized I was getting lazy where I would start coding, then I would do some stuff, but then I'd be like, okay, I'm lazy now. I don't want to do these, and then I wouldn't want to do certain things, and I would just stop the video because in my head I was like, okay, I made the video, I programmed every day, but that's not gonna get me a job, right? I gotta at least say something to do, and then get that done at the very minimum, right? So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep working on normal mode in my editor, but I will implement F. And what F does in Vim is say, I just click F, right? I should have a thing that shows what keys I type. Okay, I press F, right? And then I will press T. So what F does is it finds the next instance of the character that was just pressed, right? And then this will obviously expand to visual mode too. So if I'm in visual mode here, which is by pressing V, F, T, that should also work, right? So what F needs to do is okay, once it knows it's pressed, once F is pressed, I kind of thought about this because I couldn't go to sleep last night, so I was thinking about this, which is, no, it's not cheating, but it would be, okay, you press F, right? And once you press F, that would set off a mode, right? Or some flag would set to make sure that the next character that we pick up, we know what to do, right? Because currently in this loop, right, it's we're only getting the current event, right? So it's a matter of how do we get the next event, right? So we need to set a flag, or set a flag. That's what I'm gonna do. So set a flag. That means we are in find mode or whatever, right? And once we're in that flag, there'll be a check up here, right? It'll probably have to be the first check, right? If we're in flag mode, right? If editor dot find, right? And if it is that flag, if that flag is true, then we're going to somehow collect the next character that comes in, right? Which, how are we going to do that? I think there's a function to do it, where you grab all the characters that were clicked, right? And then once we get the character, then we would need our own function in our little editor class here that would that function would scroll through the because we have every line of text in the editor as a string in the list, right? That's what this data structure here is. File is list. So we would just iterate linearly through the current string that we're on until we find it. And if we don't find it, then the cursor doesn't move or anything, right? So yeah, okay, set a flag. That's the first thing we need to do, right? Set a flag, and then grab all key presses, right? Because this is individual, every key, right? But I think it would be dumb to have a check that would be if f if a, bro, what the heck? If A, if B, like you get what, like I wouldn't have to write every single letter that could possibly, or every single character that could be typed. Like I would want something to just grab everything, and then I would just, from the function that would grab every key press after, I would get the character that they press and then pass that into whatever method we have here to like go to that character, right? So yeah. Okay, so set a flag, grab all key presses, pass the next press key after F into class to a method. Write the method that will search the current string for the inputted character, right? And I think that's it. So first, set a flag. That means that we are in find mode. So so I'd make a new thing, self dot find equals false, right? What is the error here? Equals, oh, okay. Def f self. Okay. If self dot find inputted input equal to none, right? If self dot find, so if it is true, no, if not self dot find, self dot find equals true, right? So if editor dot find, do something, and then here, if event dot key is equal to pygame dot key f, editor dot f, right? And then if self dot find and input is not equal to none, you would do something here, right? So set a flag, done. So now we would need to grab all the key presses. So this shit right here, right? So pygame key. Pygame module to work with the keyboard. Pygame key.getFocus. True if the display is receiving keyboard input from the system. Pygame key.getPress. Get the state of all keyboard buttons. That seems like a good place to start. Pygame key.get mods, determine which modifier keys are being held. Pygame key set mods, temporarily set which modifier keys are pressed. Pygame control how keys are repeated, see how held keys are repeated, get the name of a key identifier. Get the key identifier from a key name. Start handling Unicode text input events. Stop handling Unicode text input events. Control the position of the candidate list. The Pygame event queue gets pygame.keyDown and pygame.keyUp events when the keyboard buttons are pressed and released. Both events have key and mod attributes. Key, an integer ID representing every key on the keyboard. Mod, a bit mask of all of the modifier keys that were in a press state when the event occurred. What the hell is a bit mask? What is a bit mask? A bit mask is a binary number, a sequence of bits like 0B1010, used selectively to manipulate or check individual bits within another binary number using bitwise operations like AND, OR, XOR, NOT. So number is this, mask is this. So we would say binary number that we used. It's like the like when you divide two numbers, like one is the divisor and one is the dividend, right? So the bit mask is just like whatever it is, and I don't even know what. Okay. Divisor and dividend, which is what? The dividend is the number being divided. The divisor is the number you divide by. So yeah, the bit mask is like the divisor in division, except that this would be through binary operations. Okay. But what is being modified? Like this makes me think this makes me think it's a part of an expression, but this makes me think is just a data structure. Okay. I don't think we'll need the mod bit mask either way, because we don't care about modifier keys right now, right? Like if they press F and then they press command, like that doesn't do anything, right? The Pygame keyDown event has the additional attributes Unicode and scan code. Unicode, a single character string that is fully translated, a single character string that is the fully translated character entered. This takes into account the shift and composition keys. Scan code, the platform-specific key code, which could be different from keyboard to keyboard, but it is useful for key selection of weird keys like the multimedia keys. New to Pygame 2.0, Pygame text input event is preferred to the Unicode attribute of the Pygame.keyDown. The attribute text contains the input. Shit. Sorry, my mic probably tweaked out. Event.key. Okay. Returns a sequence of Boolean values representing the state of every key on the keyboard. Use the key constant values to index the array. A true value means that the button is pressed. Getting the list of push buttons with this function is not the proper way to handle text entry from the user. There's no way to know the order of the keys pressed, and rapidly pushed keys can be completely unnoticed between two calls to Pygame key.pressed. There's also no way to translate these pushed keys into a fully translated character value. See the Pygame keyDown events on the Pygame event queue for this functionality. Okay, so this is not what we need. Pygame.event. What did it say? Translate these fish. See, no, it's on the order. So like, okay, we need the next key pressed, right? So internally process, get events, get a single event from the queue, wait for a single event, the queue, test if event types are waiting on the queue, remove all events from the queue, get the string name from event ID, control, test, okay. Get a single event from the queue. Okay, it's probably this. Returns a single event from the queue. If the event queue is empty, an event of type pygame no event will be returned immediately. The return event is removed from the queue. This function should only be called in the thread that initialized pygame.display. How to get the next key pressed in Pygame. To get the next key pressed in Pygame, you handle keyboard events within your main game loop. Pygame provides specific event types for key presses and releases. Event handling loop. Set your main game loop, iterate through the events using the Pygame. Key down, check for the key down event. Within the event loop, check if the event type is equal to Pygame key down. Set a trigger when a key is initially pressed down. Identify the pressed key. If a key down event occurs, the specific key that was pressed can be accessed using event.key. If editor.find, if event.type is equal to pygame.key down, print event.key. Right, so what this should do is I press F and then I press another key and then print key pressed. Right. Fuck, what is it? UV run main.py. Okay. Okay, so it's an infinite loop right now, which is bad, but print key pressed, print event.key. Okay. So print, what is it, like the array, right? What's the array? Printf event.key dot Unicode. Okay, it's not it. I swear there's like an array somewhere that you put it in and then you put the thing in here. I think it was this, right? F102, Unicode value of 102. Unicode value of F. What encoding is that? Text. So I don't think they match up, right? 6. Oh, they do. Right. Is there a Python function? Python function to go from Unicode to character. It's a built-in function. It's awesome. Print cur event.key. Nice. And what did I press that did that? I see. Okay. Okay. So I need to make sure it's actually like a character, like an uppercase character, a lowercase character, or like it can't be a modifier key, right? Okay. Unicode codes for A to Z. Can you just give it to me in like decimal, bro? Unicode character keys for A to Z, A to Z, Unicode character keys for all typeable characters on a standard US keyboard. In bro, fuck Y in decimal. $65 to $92, $97 to $102, $48 to $57, tab, space, tab, line feet. Okay, yeah, well, we're gonna need that. This codes correspond directly to the ASCII range 0 to 187, which maps 1 to 1 Unicode. Right, what? So ASCII is same as Unicode for typeable characters. Yes. ASCII is a subset of Unicode. Okay. Fuck me. Sorry, I had brain fart. No, I won't check my phone. Okay. So F command. Okay. Okay. ASCII table. No, start of heading, start of text. I think it's 32. It starts at 32. It's 126. If event.key is greater than or equal to 32, or event.key is less than or equal to 126. Editor.f key is equal to character event.key key. Okay. If editor.find, if event is key down, if event key is greater than that, less than that, right? If not, self.find and not input. And input not equal to none. Define is equal to true. If self.find self.find. So here it's if we have if find is true and if find is true and we do have an input, if not self.find and input is not equal to none, that's not right. That's actually just not right, because we don't need an input to start f, right? So if not self.find, okay, wait, let me think about this first. So if we press F, right, we start find mode. Let me write down, let me read and write my logic down as I'm thinking of it. If we press F and we haven't before we start find mode, right? And if find mode has been started, we need to grab the next key, right? So this right here is if find mode has been started, we're grabbing the next key. Here, if if find mode hasn't been started, right? Because we've passed through this check, we start it. And here, so what branches do we need in the function? We need to know if if we haven't started find mode yet, right? We set find mode to true, and if we have set find mode, and we have an input, then we do our logic to find whatever is next, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So here, print f from f function input. Right. So I just want to make sure that we are grabbing the input and the function is getting it, which I'm pretty sure it does. F from function. Oh, what did I press? That like tweaked out. Press left shift and it tweaked out. Okay. Why? So left shift passes this. So it's greater than print event.key. Print here, print row. How is it getting through? If event key is, it's not or, it's and. That's why. There we go. Silly me. Right. Oh, what the fuck happened? Well, what did I press for that to happen? Alright. Huh. That's weird. When I press shift, character, like it didn't. Fuck! So that means we need to hold. Wait. Fuck, so we actually do need modifier keys because there's capital letters and there's other characters too, right? So, event.type key down. Fuck. I need to rethink the logic now because logic was wrong from before. Set a flag that we are in find mode. Grab all key presses. pass the next pressed key after F into a method, and also grab potential modifier key presses. Right? Write the method that will search the current string for the inputted character. The method that will, okay. So how do we grab modifier key presses too, right? If editor type is equal to, fuck. Where did that go? It returns a single integer representing a bit mask of all the modifier keys being held. Using bitwise operators, you can test if specific modifier keys are pressed. Just shift, right? Because I don't use caps lock. Is right shift and left shift the same? No, I don't even use right shift. Editor.find. What are the options here? Mod. Event.mod is equal to iGame.k mod shift. Hold up. All right, I'm back. I got a snack and I was talking to my dad for a little bit. So where was I? So I realized that we do in fact need modifiers, because half the characters that we could be looking for are behind the shift key. So let's do print shift. So Jesus Christ, it's like so nested. F. Try again. Like that wasn't triggering the thing. F. Yeah, so this isn't getting it either, right? So it's not really working. Event.mod. Alright, what if we do it after? Before. It's not really working, is it? Print event.mod. So it's detecting something. Right? If event.mod equals 1, print shift. Okay, nice. So it is detecting now. Okay, so if it is shift, right, we need to somehow apply that thing to the event key, right? And I think, was there stuff to do this? Game key, temporarily set which modifier keys are pressed. Create a bit mask of modifier keys you want to impose on your program. What the hell does that mean? Start handling key start Unicode text input events. Stop handling Unicode text input events. The key identifier from key name. Get the name of a key identifier. See how held keys are repeated. Control how held keys are repeated. Temporarily set which modifier keys are pressed. Okay, so if I were to guess, I would set this to true because we detect that we detect that shift is being used, right? So you would set that thing, set shift to being true on the key somehow. After that is pygame dot mod shift. Was this the thing that wasn't working? Yeah, that wasn't working. Shift. Right? No, what is working? So what the fuck? Is it? Oh, is shift and? Oh, it's or. Or whatever. Okay, it works now, right? Shooter set pygame dot key dot set mods pygame dot set mods k mod l shift. Pygame dot print key should be under the shift. Oh, still J. Okay. So how do I grab a key? Like, okay, J is the key, right? But how can I grab a capital J? Fuck. Is that what I'm trying? Yeah. How can I capture a shifted key press and then get the value of the shifted key press? How to capture shifted key press and get the value of that shifted key press. So what I was trying to do before was event.unicode field. Deadass? Print event code. Right. Wow. Print Unicode. Wow. He's so awesome. Key equals event.unicode. Okay. Wow. Thank you, ChatGPT. Dude, like, where did I just like skip that on the docs? Like, how did I miss that? Dot Unicode. Event. Is it event, right? Pygame event. Dot Unicode. Event.unicode. Event Unicode Pygame. Unicode. The keyword event occurs when a key is pressed, key down. Unicode attribute. Dude, it was actually like right there. Wow, I actually just like skipped over it. The Unicode attribute stores the 16-bit Unicode value of the key that was pressed or released. I know. Key, okay. So, right, okay, so for cn, what is it? Cur line, file string, file as list. Cn, file as list. Self dot file as list, self dot cur. And then counter equals to 0. What is it? If C is equal to input, return, no, we wouldn't return counter. Here, we would change cursor value, x value to where we want it, else counter plus equals 1. Okay, so how do we change the cursor x value? If it is, it would be self dot text with hide string, self dot cur x, self dot cur x is equal to plus equals to counter plus counter times text with, right? Because we would I think this makes sense. Stop rendering. Okay, it's actually tweaking out now. Okay. Else self dot file is equal to false. Will this magically fix? So going back works, going forward is tripping out. So this part works, right? We're passing in the right thing for this logic is wrong. Okay. This whole function is probably wrong somehow, besides taking the input in. Okay. Print raw. What I'm trying to do with that is just see, is the right branch happening? Okay, it is happening, right? I just do plus counter. Last super guess before I try to actually think this through. That like completely breaks it. Okay, so the first thing we need to think about is whether or not we're toggling the feature on correctly, right? So we want to toggle find to be on if find is not on before, right? So if self.find is not true, then we set it to true, right? And then we would do this not in the else, but we would do this at the end of the self find is equal to false. Right? So if find mode isn't true and we press F, we start find mode. And then if if self.find is true, and input is none, then nothing happens. That makes sense. If self.find is not true, then I only turn it on, and then only if, what's it called? Only if when we turn self.find on and we get an input, then we do our logic. Okay, so say self.find is on and we have an input. So we know the location of the current position of our cursor, right? So what we need to find is the position of the character that we are searching for, the next position, right? So for every character in self.file.asList, one error that I see already is that here we're looping through the entire list, right? And we might not be at the start already, right? So we would need current position is equal to current x self dot current x divided by 12, right? And I think it is current position how to index a string from one position to the end. Start to the end, right? Oh, is this 0 or 12? So current x is equal to 0, so it would be L. Where is L? So, okay, it is 0 indexed. C and self.file from this position to the end, we iterate through every character, right? And if that character is the input, then we would add the counter. Times text with self, right? And if it's not that input, we would just add 1. Print is not. Zero. Current position so it's 0 because we're at the start, right? And and self.text with, right? So one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. FO. Okay. Current position. Print landed position. Per x. FO. Why is it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so the first one does work, right? But then why is it doing it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. False return. Maybe that will. Okay. So is it the return that's doing it, or is it the self.find is false that's doing it? So it is the return. So why the fuck is it happening like 5 times? Like, this shit doesn't even make sense. Like, there's nothing there. Like, that's why it's off the screen. Like, how is it even like finding shit there? Right? There's another bug too where like FH. Okay, that's fine, right? But here, if I'm on the character that I'm searching for, since I'm already on it, it doesn't look for the next one. So I think that's a problem with my string indexing. Okay, what if I don't want to start at, oh no, if I don't want to start there, I just add 1. Right? This 1. No, that doesn't work. Back 1. Right? I don't want to include the position I am on. Current position. If C isn't equal to input and counter is not equal to 0. Nice. Wow. What the fuck? Counter can't be 0 because then we might end up at our current location. How do I do this again? vn dot din. looks a little smiley face and a little frowny face, depending on which way you look at it. Okay, well, that is F. So I didn't even need to do that. I did that. I didn't even need to do that. I did that. Okay, nice. So, okay, awesome. I did what I wanted to do. And now I will go. Bye.